All right, buckle up, everyone, because today we are diving deep into product photography.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking those amazing images that really make you want to buy something online.
Yeah.
You know, we've got a whole bunch of guides and tips from pros to help us out.
Awesome.
And even some stuff on the psychology behind those visuals.
You know, it's really interesting to me how much psychology there is in a product image.
Right.
It's not just like, it has to look good.
Right.
It's about, building that trust.
Yeah.
Showing, like, what your brand is all about.
Totally.
All through just pictures.
I mean, it is true that in the online world, you can't actually touch or feel a product.
Right.
So those images have to do so much.
You have to do all the work, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, 75% of shoppers online say the images are like the main thing that decides if they buy something.
Yeah, it's true.
Wow.
And it makes sense when you think about it.
It does.
Like, good quality images, they don't just show the product, right?
Right.
But they can actually even reduce returns.
Oh, interesting.
If people can actually see, exactly what they're getting from different angles and stuff.
Yeah.
Like good close-ups. And even like a 360 view.
Oh, yeah, 360
People are less likely to be like, oh, this isn't what I thought it was.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
That makes total sense, especially for something like jewelry.
Right.
Where you really want to see every little detail.
Every little detail, yeah.
Like you were saying, it's like bringing that in-store experience online.
Right, exactly.
Okay, so how do we step up our game in product photography? It feels like sometimes it can be a little overwhelming.
It can be.
On the things you need.
Yeah.
But our sources break it down into a few key areas. Equipment composition, writing.
Yes.
And then, that creative magic.
Oh, yeah. Gotta have that.
But honestly, I get a little lost with the equipment part.
Oh, yeah, me too.
It's like I don't really know where to start.
So many choices, right?
Yeah.
You don't need like a Hollywood studio or anything.
Yeah.
But picking the right camera, that can really make a difference.
Okay.
You know what bothers me sometimes, though?
What's that?
I see these lists of cameras,
Yeah.
and they don't really explain why one is better for like one thing or another.
Right. It's like they just list a bunch of fancy names.
Exactly.
And we're like, okay, why is that the best?
Yeah.
Like, why would I choose that for jewelry photography?
Yeah. So, for example, there's this camera, the Sony A7R IV.
Mm-hmm.
That one's great for studio stuff.
Okay.
And for things with like lots of detail.
Okay.
Like jewelry.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all because of the sensor.
The sensor?
So it has a full frame sensor.
Okay.
Which is bigger than like the ones in your phone or cheaper cameras.
Right.
So it can get so much more detail.
Oh.
And the images look amazing.
I see.
And then if you need to make them really big,
okay,
like for a billboard or something, the high resolution is super important.
Okay.
To keep it looking sharp.
I see.
But if you're just starting out,
yeah,
that's probably too much camera.
Okay.
That's something like the Sony A6400 or a Canon EOS M50.
Okay.
Those are great.
Okay.
And they don't cost a fortune.
Right. So it's all about choosing the right tool for the job.
Right.
Not just getting the most expensive thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so what about lenses?
Lenses, yeah.
We see a lot about macro lenses.
So macro lenses are really cool. They're like a magnifying glass for your camera.
Oh.
You can get super close to whatever you're shooting.
Oh, wow.
And capture tiny details really clearly.
I see.
They're great for jewelry.
Yeah.
Electronics, anything with small parts.
Okay.
So like a 50 to 100 millimeter macro lens is a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
There's a good one, the Sony 90 millimeter f2.8 macro G OSS.
Okay.
Something like that would be perfect.
Okay, so that's for like close-ups.
Yeah.
What about for those lifestyle shots?
Oh, yeah.
Where you have the product like in a scene.
Right.
Like I always think of someone using a mug on a rainy day.
That's a good one, yeah.
That's like a classic lifestyle shot to me.
Yeah, for that kind of shot, you'd probably want a standard lens.
Okay.
So like a 50 millimeter lens that's like your all-around lens.
Okay.
The Canon RF 50 millimeter f1.8 STM.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not too expensive either.
Nice.
It's sharp and gives you that nice blurry background.
Oh, yeah, the blurry background.
Which makes the product stand out more.
Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of blurry backgrounds.
Yes.
I love those photos where the background is super blurry.
Yeah.
And the product just pops.
You talk about that bokeh?
Yeah.
That's a telephoto lens.
Oh, okay.
Those are longer lenses, so like 70 to 200 millimeters.
Okay.
They make the background look really compressed.
I see.
And that gives you that nice blur.
Okay.
The Nikon Z 24 to 70 millimeter f2.8S is a popular one for that.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So telephoto for that artistic blur?
That's the one.
Okay, we've got our camera lenses.
Yeah.
What about lighting?
Lighting. Yeah. This is where I always struggle.
Yeah.
I feel like I can never get it right.
Lighting is where it gets tricky.
Yes.
A lot of people think it's just about the background.
Right, like a white background.
Or a nice, clean white background.
Yeah.
Yeah. But some of what we read said that color can actually be really important.
It can be, yeah.
Like you could use color to emphasize your brand.
Right.
Or even to make people feel a certain way.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like bright colors.
Yeah.
Could be good for something aimed at younger people, and then maybe like muted colors for something more elegant.
Exactly. It's all about matching your brand.
Right.
But let's talk about the actual light.
Okay.
You want nice, soft, diffused light.
Soft lighting.
Most of the time, anyway.
Okay.
Yeah.
So no harsh shadows.
Right. You want it to look natural.
Yeah.
Soft boxes and LED lights are good for that.
Okay.
Soft boxes spread the light out.
Yeah.
So it's nice. Even LEDs are good because you can adjust the brightness.
Okay.
And the color temperature.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
What about small products?
Like jewelry?
Yeah, where you need to see every little sparkle.
For that, a light box is really helpful.
Okay.
It's a little box with sides that let light through.
I see.
So the light is really even.
Okay.
And you don't get any weird shadows.
So light box for small stuff.
Right.
Soft boxes or LEDs for bigger things.
Yeah.
And you were saying don't be afraid to experiment with color.
Oh, yes, you're right.
I'm already feeling more confident,
but
we've only scratched the surface here. We've got to talk more about composition and styling.
Yeah, part 2.
Yeah, we'll dive into that next time.
Sounds good. Okay, so let's talk about composition and styling.
Yeah.
Because a good product photo, it's not just about the lighting in the background.
Right.
It's got to grab your attention.
Yeah.
It's to tell a story.
This is where I need help.
Oh, yeah?
I get so caught up in the technical stuff that I forget to be creative. I do love those lifestyle shots we talked about, though.
Oh, yeah, those are great.
Where it's not just the product by itself. It's like part of a whole scene.
Yeah, you can almost feel the story.
Yeah.
Our sources are really into that.
Oh, yeah.
Showing the product in context. So you got to show it from different angles, let the customer see all the details, but then take it a step further.
Okay.
Show the product being used.
I see.
Like, imagine a cool travel backpack.
Yeah.
Not just on a white background.
Right.
But like sitting under a cafe table in Paris.
Oh, I love it.
Or on top of a mountain.
Yeah.
With an amazing view.
It's like you're right there.
Now it's not just a bag. It's an adventure.
Okay, so we're setting a mood.
Yeah.
Creating a whole lifestyle.
But
how do you balance that with...
Wow.
Like some sources say the background should be really clean.
Right.
No distractions.
You don't want it to be too busy.
Yeah.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
Okay.
A simple background.
Yeah.
Like white or gray. That's good for your main product shots.
Right. Those are important for websites and stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
But then you sprinkle in those lifestyle shots.
I like that.
To give it some personality.
Yeah.
And to connect with people, on a deeper level.
Okay. So it's like we're telling a visual story.
Yes, exactly.
What else can we do to make that story really good?
Well, think about scale.
Scale.
Sometimes a photo doesn't really show you how big something is.
Right.
So adding something for context can help.
Oh, okay.
Like if you're selling a tiny ring, put it next to a coin.
I see. Or a flower.
So people know how big it actually is.
Yeah, so that they're not surprised when they get it.
Right.
And our sources talk a lot about highlighting the special features.
The things that make your product unique.
Yeah.
It's not just showing what it is,
right,
but what it can do.
Okay.
If it's a complex product, you might need to show how it works.
I see.
Think of those IKEA instructions.
Oh, yeah.
Those pictures are so important.
Yeah.
Because it's hard to put that furniture together.
Without them.
Exactly. So for your product,
yeah,
you could have images that show how to use it.
Oh, correct.
Or like a step-by-step guide.
So it's like, look how easy this is to use.
Exactly.
Look how much fun you'll have with this product.
Yeah. And you know what else is cool? Before and after photos.
Oh, yeah, those are powerful.
Really powerful.
Especially for like skincare or fitness stuff.
Yeah, they really show how well something works.
It's like you're showing a transformation.
Right.
Okay, so we've got different angles, lifestyle shots, showing the scale.
Yeah.
Highlighting those special features before or afters. Did we forget anything?
Well, what about those 360-degree views we were talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Those are becoming more and more important.
But okay.
Especially when you want to see every little detail. Imagine being able to spin a piece of jewelry around.
Yeah.
On your computer screen.
That's amazing.
Yeah. It's like you're holding it in your hand.
It's like the next best thing to being in the store.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've taken our photos.
Yeah.
Now we have to talk about editing.
Right. Image enhancement and optimization.
That's a whole other world.
It is.
I get a little lost with all the different software and stuff.
There's a lot out there.
Yeah.
But the important thing is you want to make the image better.
Yeah.
Not trick anyone.
Right.
You know?
Like sometimes those product photos look so fake.
Yeah, you don't want that.
So what are the basics?
Cropping, resizing, color correction.
Okay.
Those are important to make sure your image looks good on different devices.
Right. You don't want it to take forever to load on a phone.
Exactly.
How do you make sure the edits look natural, though?
It's about subtlety.
Okay.
Adding some natural shadows can really help.
Okay.
Makes the product look more three-dimensional.
I see.
You can also remove imperfections.
Like dusk and stuff.
Yeah, dust, little scratches, stray hairs.
But don't go crazy.
But you want to look real.
Yeah, just enhance what's already there.
Exactly.
Okay. So we've taken our photos, we've edited them.
Yeah.
What's next?
Before we go all futuristic on you,
Okay.
I think it's important to talk about the human element.
Oh, yeah.
Our sources have some great ideas for taking this even further.
Okay.
Not just showing the product,
Yeah.
but creating an experience.
I like that.
One way to do that
Yeah.
is with stories and testimonials.
Oh, interesting.
Imagine showing your product
Mm-hmm.
and next to it, a real customer talking about how much they love it,
Oh, I see.
how it made their life better.
It's like those commercials
Yeah.
that make you cry.
Right?
It's emotional.
Not just about the thing.
Right.
It's about the people.
Yeah.
And you can go even further than written testimonials. You could have videos,
Yeah.
customers talking about their experience.
Video is so powerful.
It is.
You could even make like mini movies
Right.
showing how to use your product
Showing all the cool features.
and how it fits into people's lives. Exactly. You're giving people a tour of the product before they even buy it.
What about augmented reality?
Yeah. Have you seen
A
it?
little bit. It's where you can use your phone
Yeah.
to see how something would look
Yeah.
in your house.
That's so cool.
It's amazing, right?
I can see how that would change online shopping.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you're bringing the store to you.
Exactly.
Okay, and what about those before and after photos we were talking about?
Oh, yeah. Those are great.
It's like showing how much someone's life changed
Right.
because of your product. Yeah, and for things with lots of parts.
Like what?
Like a tech gadget something.
Oh, yeah.
You could show how everything works together.
Right. Like a smartphone and a smartwatch.
Yeah.
And headphones.
It's like a whole ecosystem. You're showing the bigger picture.
Yeah. Showing how your products can make life better.
What about animation?
Animation.
Yeah.
That could be really fun.
I love animation.
You could show the product's personality.
Yeah, and make it really memorable.
It's great for explaining complicated stuff
Oh, yeah.
in a way that's easy to understand.
What about infographics?
Infographics, those are good for visual learners.
I love a good infographic.
It's like a visual cheat sheet.
Yeah.
And don't forget about metaphors.
Metaphors.
Yeah, like explaining your product by comparing it to something else.
Okay.
Something familiar.
Yeah, that could make it more interesting.
Yeah, and if you can make someone laugh or make them say, oh, I get it,
Yeah.
then you've made a connection.
And it's not just about the pictures and videos. You got to have good customer service, too.
Yeah.
What about like a FAQ section on your website?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Answer people's questions.
Yeah,
Show that you care.
exactly.
Okay.
Now, are you ready for the future?
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about visual search and AI.
Okay, let's dive in. All right, so we've talked to cameras and lenses and lighting and all that creative stuff.
Yeah, we've covered a lot.
But now let's get really futuristic.
Okay.
AI! The future is here.
Our sources are like buzzing about this stuff.
Yeah, it's changing everything.
So tell me, how is technology changing the way we shop? Okay, so imagine this.
Mm-hmm.
You're scrolling through Instagram,
Okay.
and you see a lamp,
Yeah.
and you're like, I love that lamp.
I need that lamp.
I need that lamp, but how do I find it?
Right.
You can try to describe it with words.
Yeah, but that's hard.
It's hard.
Especially with something like a lamp.
So what do?
Take a screenshot.
Exactly.
Oh,
You take a screenshot,
yeah, okay.
and then you use a visual search engine,
Like what?
like Google Lens
Okay.
or Pinterest Lens,
Mm-hmm.
and boom,
What?
it finds you similar lamps.
So it's not just about keywords anymore.
Yeah.
The AI is actually looking at the picture.
It's seeing the shapes, the colors, the style, and
Wow.
finding matches.
That's amazing.
So if your product photos aren't optimized for AI,
Mm-hmm.
you're missing out.
Okay, so how do we make our photos AI friendly?
It's actually a lot like what we already talked about.
Okay.
High-resolution images.
Mm-hmm.
So the AI has enough data to work with.
Okay.
Clean background.
Right.
You don't want to confuse the AI with too much stuff going on.
Got it.
And don't forget about metadata
Metadata.
and alt text.
Oh, yeah, those descriptions.
It's like giving the AI labels for your images.
Okay, I'll admit I'm guilty of skipping that sometimes.
Oh, you got to do it.
Why is it so important?
Okay, imagine you took this amazing photo,
Yeah.
perfect lighting, perfect everything,
Okay.
but you don't add any metadata.
Yeah.
It's like you hid that photo in a drawer.
Oh.
No one's ever going to find it.
So the metadata helps the AI find my images.
Yeah, it helps search engines understand what they're looking at,
Okay, I see.
and then they can show your images in the search results.
It's like giving the AI a little cheat sheet.
Exactly.
So we're not just photographers anymore,
Yeah.
we're like AI whisperers.
Something like that.
This is all so futuristic.
It is.
Where do you think this is all going?
Well, imagine a world
Okay.
where you can try on clothes virtually
Oh, yeah.
using your phone.
Like a virtual fit room.
Exactly.
Or see how a furniture would look in your house.
Before you buy it.
It's like the line between online and in-person shopping is blurring.
It is. And high-quality photos
Yeah.
that are AI optimized.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be so important for all of that.
Okay, so what's the main takeaway for our listeners today?
If you have an online business,
Yeah.
you need to invest in good product photography.
It's not just a nice to have anymore.
It's a must-have.
So it's more than just snapping a quick picture.
Right.
You got to think about telling a story.
Yeah, make people feel something.
Because those images, they're the face of your brand online.
They are.
Well, that was amazing.
Yeah, it was fun.
I feel like I learned so much.
Me too.
And I hope our listeners did too.
I hope so.
That's it for our deep dive into product photography.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, keep experimenting, keep being creative.
See you later. See you later.